Good afternoon, it's Sonique again. Stopping through just to give you some wisdom for the rest of your day that hopefully will change your life. So, I know it's been a minute since I've done a recording about wisdom for your life and just giving you some tips. But recently I've been sick, but nevertheless, I'm back here for you today. And before I get started, I want to inform you all that I just launched my blog about 2 weeks ago, and it's called the 1204 Lounge. And the reason why I think it's important that you, of course, check it out is to support me, but also the blog is about promoting and showcasing the contributions of Black designers all over the world. So you're going to learn about fashion designers, Black interior designers, and also hospitality, and more specifically hotel reviews. So I think it's going to be good for all of you, no matter who you are. So stop by the 1204lounge.com, check it out, and also leave a comment, okay? My music is right, so that's my cue to keep going. So today what I want to talk about is something that I've been thinking about for a while, and something that I can relate to, because I'm a person that has a big heart. And for sometimes I have felt, bad, like I wish I didn't care about people. I wish my heart wasn't so pliable and sincere, and I've wanted to let go of it in a sense, because a lot of times when you're the kind of person that thinks well of other people and you have a large heart, you tend to get hurt a lot. And so today I want to talk with you about wisdom for the individual that has a big heart. Okay, so I have some notes I'm going to be looking down off and on. You know I do. So, you know that you have a big heart when you tend to love other people to a default. When you always want to see the best in other people, when you want to see other people do well, that's when you are typically a person that has a really big heart, a huge heart, as a matter of fact. You have a big heart when you do what's right because it's right. Some people need a reason to do what's right, but people that are loving and kind, we tend to do what's right because it's right. We don't need a scripture. We don't need to pray about it. Just having a big heart with also a good dose of just good home training causes you to have to do right. But people who don't necessarily have that big heart have to be taught to do right, and they need a lot of building up and coaching about that. But there are those of us that we are willing to do what's right because it's right, because that's who we are at our core. We tend to also give with sincerity, and we are sensitive to the needs of others, and we enjoy, and we are even turned on by giving to others. And when I say turned on, I'm not talking about anything sexual, but it just does something for us to know that something that we have said or done, or just being there for other people, seeing other people succeed and knowing that you had a part in that, just does something for you. And I know that I'm that type of person. Okay, so as a result of that, because of that, I have learned that through my own hurt and pain, is that sometimes when you're a big-hearted person and you are resourceful, and let me step back for a second, it's not so much sometimes, all of the time. When you're a big-hearted person, from the time that you come out of your mother's womb and you start pre-K and kindergarten, and then you go to elementary school, middle school, and then junior high, whichever you call it, you refer to it as high school, college, and then you get into your adult life. Throughout your life, when people see that you are a sincere person, that you are a rare jewel, because people like us, people that have big hearts, are rare, because the world that we live in is really cruel and it's harsh. And a lot of times people are hardened because of the things that they've been through. We all enter into this world with a huge heart. We believe everybody. We trust everybody. We come in here with a clean slate. All we have is a strong heartbeat. But because of experiences when we're toddlers and throughout elementary school and high school, a lot of times by the time we get to become an adult, that heart becomes small. It used to be huge, but now it's gotten to be about that big because of things that we've been through and the cruelty of the world that we have experienced. And so when we meet people or when people meet us, they tend to latch on to us because they see the benefits of being around a person that is generous, a person that is loving, and a person that sincerely cares, because they don't experience that a lot and they know that that's not really how they are. So as a result of that, I have found that it's like you have like an S on your back, or you become a target in a sense, and for people feel like they can just treat you any kind of way. And so I want to give us some wisdom tips today, some advice to help us to navigate through life without losing our tenderness and not succumbing to, or I don't know if I said that right, succumbing to the cruelty of this world and allowing that to seep into our hearts. The Bible says, guard your hearts because the issues of life flow out of it. I know I didn't say it exactly right, but that's basically what it says. And so one of the first tips that I want to give you, based upon what I've been through and what I'm currently working through and learning to do, is that we have to guard our hearts. You have to, when you have a big heart, you have a beautiful heart, you're a sincere person, you care about people, the people around you. In order to prevent those people from harming you, and for the beauty and you having a big heart being taken advantage of, one of the ways that you deal with that is that you guard your heart. As a person that has a big heart, it's been hard for me to do in some senses, because it seems like a harsh thing to be guarded. To be guarded is to be looked down upon. But the perspective that I'm learning to have, and that I want to advise you to have, is that anything that you have something that is of value, anytime that we have something that we appreciate, something that we've worked hard for, we tend to protect it. We don't give it away or allow it to be used by other people. You think about somebody that's really important to you, whether it's your husband or your wife or your child. Let somebody say something about them. Let somebody say something sideways about your child. Let somebody say something bad about your parent, or somebody that or your best friend. You think about your china, the things the delicate things in life, and so you protect that. You don't put your china with your regular dishes and cutlery. You don't put you don't even maintain or wash your china with in the same water as your other utensils and things like that. No, you keep it away because it's delicate and you want to preserve it. And so that's what we have to do. We want to preserve our hearts so that we can maintain our loving spirits. And so just to give you some tips, and before I get into the tips, I don't want to jump before myself. Some of the cons of having a big heart, like I said, it's like you have a target on your back, is that but in addition to that, we tend to give to others at our own expense. We will give our last to other people without any regard of how we may be doing. And so as a result of that, people say, wow, okay, well, she's willing to do that, or he's willing to do that for me, then that's somebody that I need to continue to have a relationship with, okay? And then so we start to feel used and depleted. I know that I have, for sure. So another con of being a person that has a big heart is that whether we are aware of it or not, and sometimes we are aware, is that we choose to ignore it, because the truth of the matter in some instances. This is not everybody. And I've experienced this a little bit in my life, but not for the most part. But there are times when the reason why we give so much to others is because we want them to like us. Because we want them to accept us. We want them to, we want to be popular. We want to be accepted. Who doesn't want to be accepted? Who doesn't want to be accepted by people at school? Who doesn't want to be accepted by coworkers? Now, some of us don't really care. I've kind of gotten there, like whatever. But who doesn't want to be accepted by their family members or relatives? You may not care about the people at your job, or maybe the people that may live in the same neighborhood or apartment complex that you live in, but there's somebody that you care about and that you want to be accepted by. And so sometimes that's the reason why we tend to give to a default and give at our own expense with certain people. And so, but in doing that, the con is that we train other people to become dependent on us. We become their resource. Now, I'm not the type of person, I really like this song, but I'm not the type of person that prides myself on depending on other people. While there's nothing wrong with asking for help, there's a time and a place to ask for it. But there are people who will see you as a person that has resources, a person that's knowledgeable, a person that is kind, a person that is humble, a person that is generous with your time, with your money, with your gifts. And they will see that, and because they are like parasites, they will latch on to you and suck the life out of you. They have no intention of ever reciprocating anything back to you. And so as a result, they have all complete comfort in being dependent on you. They just want what you have. And so as a result of that, we create a relationship with them that is one of like a parent would have with their child. You're the parent, you're the giver, and the child is the receiver. And like most of us when we were children, children don't think about the well-being of their parent. All children know about is them. It's I. I'm hungry. I want a color. It's mine. I don't want to share. It's mine. No. That's what little kids do. That's what we did until we had to learn how to share. We had to learn that you have to give to other people, okay? So people like this are people that will, let's say, what's a good example? People who are parasites. These people are the people that you will, they'll call you and dump all of their problems on you and tell you about their day and this and that happened and their relationship and he did this and she get on my nerves and he did that and I need some money and I need. And then, when you get ready to talk to them about how you feel after listening to them on several occasions and so many times and for hours on end, suddenly when you mention what's going on with you, somebody beeps in and they have to go. Suddenly, or this is even worse in my opinion, or somehow they take your situation and make it about them. They turn it back on them. I've experienced both of those people, and in the end, I felt hurt and disappointed. And so I've had to learn how to guard my heart, and examine my own self. It's easy to think about or say, oh, that person is wrong, or that they need to do this, they need to do better. And the truth of the matter is that they do need to do better, but they're not. Most people, I heard a wise man say years ago that most people change very little in life. As a matter of fact, they just get worse. So you're going to have to be the one to change. I'm the one that has had to make the changes. And so in guarding my heart, the wisdom that I want to share with you is to use discretion about who you give your heart to. Use discretion. I know that's hard for us, that for those of us that enjoy helping other people. That's hard for those of us that maybe want to be accepted. That's really difficult for us that have been taught and even raised and conditioned to be there for other people. That's difficult for those of us who are not accustomed to being the leader and everything. So we have to guard our hearts, use discretion and discernment about who we give our hearts to, and also about who we give the best to us to. And we'll say, well, I give the best of me, of course, to my family first. And then I give the best of me to my best friends or the people that I ride or die for. But this is what is my answer to that, is that those people that we are related to, the people that we consider to be our best friends, or the companies and places that we work for, at the end of the day, companies are run by people, and our families and our friends consist of people that we're related to. But the key word is that they are still people, and so people have the potential to be takers, to be users, to be parasites. People have the ability to be abusive, and downright trifling and immature. So just because they are, and this is a hard thing that I'm in the process of learning, is that just because they're a close friend or somebody that you grew up with or somebody that you're working with or even a relative, that person still has the ability to be a user. And being a user or being abusive in any category in your life, even if it is a relative or a close friend, somebody that you've been knowing your whole life and you feel obligated, abuse is never something that has to be tolerated. So even in those relationships, we have to learn how to guard our hearts, protect how we allow ourselves to be treated by others. You know, we have to take some responsibility for the things that we've been through, because they're not going to change. They're not going to change unless that's what they really want to do. And also, a lot of times, and when certain people find out that you're not going to be there for them, or you're not going to listen to them anymore, or give them money, bail them out, whatever the thing is that you typically do with that specific person, whether it's a friend or an immediate family member, a lot of times they'll say, oh, well, I'll find somebody else. They will kick you to the curb. They have no issue with being done with you. That's their way of guarding themselves. And so as a result of that, we have to have a different perspective on that. And when it comes to friends, what you'll find is that some friendships will have to be reclassified. You're going to find that as you begin to preserve your heart and to use discernment and discretion about who you give the best of you to, you're going to realize that some of those people weren't really for you. You're going to realize that some of those people didn't really like you anyway. They liked you for what you had to offer. There's a wise man, and he's since passed away. He's one of my wisdom gurus and people that I still listen to, that has taught me a lot. And his name is Dr. Miles Monroe from Nassau, Bahamas. And one of the things that he talked about, he mentioned that, he said, I don't really buy into or get too caught up in how people praise me. And basically what he was saying is that I don't really believe my own hype, how people hype me up and, oh, Dr. Monroe, you're so this, you're so that. And he said the reason why I don't do that is because I know that outside of my wife and my children and the few people that I have around me that are really close to me and sincere, I know that the majority of the people that sing my praises, it's not so much that they like me, they like what I do. And so what you're going to find is that some of your relatives, some of your favorite cousins and people you grew up with, some of your co-workers, some of the people that you serve and volunteer with, some of your closest friends. You're going to find that as you begin to guard yourself and to do my next step, which is to say no, once you begin to do that, you're going to realize that they didn't necessarily like you. They don't necessarily love you. They like what you do. They love what you do. You love them sincerely. You like them with a sincere heart. But it wasn't so much that they loved you that much. They love what you do. Some people have seen that in you, have seen it in you, and have loved what you do since you were a child. They never loved you the way that you loved them. They never liked you to the degree that you liked them. But what they saw in you was that you had a big heart. And them having the spirit of the parasite, the spirit of a user and a taker, they latched on to you because they knew that you would give and give and give. And when you give out, they'll just move on to somebody else or criticize you for holding back. And so, like I said, the next part of guarding your heart is simply saying no. For those of us that are givers, we enjoy being there for other people. We enjoy counseling other people and being an ear to hear. Once again, like I said, we tend to get off on helping other people. But once you say no, like Beyonce said, I said yes to your family, yes to the kids moving in, yes to whatever. And the first time I said no, it's like I never said yes. And we have to realize that that's going to be one of the consequences in guarding our hearts and preserving ourselves, that some people will not want to be bothered with you. And so, just like I said, some friends will have to be reclassified. There will be some people that will end the relationship for you, because once you begin to say that I'm not going to be used anymore, I'm not going to do that anymore, there are going to be some people who will straight up just walk away. And sometimes the people that will dismiss you will be the people that you've done the most for. Okay? So, in conclusion, I want to mention to you, just looking at my notes, I just want to mention to you that the Bible says that, and I know that this is what it says, but I don't remember where it is, but it says for us to be gentle as a dove, but shrewd as a serpent. And that's something that I've had to keep in mind, because at times I've thought to myself, oh, well, I'm just going to be gangster with it from now on. I ain't going to let nobody get to me. I'm not going to give to anybody. But no, we just have to use discernment and be shrewd as a serpent. And that means that we have to be aware of how people are. And once a person shows you who they are, and they will, and even if you're not paying attention, the Lord will set up situations where He will have people to do you wrong just so you can see for yourself. And then after that person shows you who you are, then it's up to you to be done with them or to guard your heart moving forward. And finally, another one of my wisdom gurus and mentors is Bishop T.D. Jakes. And in one of his sermons, he asked the congregation, and I took it as him asking me, is how many people in your life have you given to and been there for and done things for, but yet they refuse to get better? How many times have we given everything to somebody, given our time, money, bailed people out, and they insist on staying right in the situation that they're in, So we just have to learn how to take care of ourselves. That's just what it is. Guard your heart. Use discretion. Don't give your heart away to people who don't have good intentions. And the last thing that I'm going to say before I'm off here is that I know this from experience, and this is something that I'm working through and walking through right now. But I know from things that I'm going through currently and things that I've been through in the past, that as you begin the process of guarding yourself, God will honor the seeds that you've sown into the lives of other people, being there, time, money spent, etc., whatever the case may be. And not only that, he will bring justice on the wrong that you've been done. But in addition to that, he will honor that time by sending people into your life to give to you on the same level that you've given to others. He'll send people into your life to love on you, to make up for the things, the insincere things and the mean things that other people have done. And in doing that, he's showing you that not only does he love you, but that there are people in the world that have a heart too. And so take your time when, like somebody told me recently that's really been helpful to me, take your time in spreading your table for people. Let them show you who they are. And once you begin to step back and remove yourself from some situations, other people are going to step up and say, hey, how are you doing? Is there anything that I can do for you? And that's what you want. And those are the people that you can be there for. Those are the people that you can give the best of you to. Those are the people that you can give your heart to, because they want to give to you as well. It's not a one-sided relationship. It's mutual. So that's just my wisdom for those of us who need some help in the area of protecting ourselves and preserving our hearts. Be gentle as a dove, but shrewd as a serpent. Don't give your heart away to people that despitefully use you. Friends, relatives, whatever the case may be. It's hard, but we can do it, okay? So leave a comment below, and also check me out at the 1204lounge.com, okay? Thank you. See you later.